kindergarten, Daryl has always been the quiet kid in the classroom, doing one thing and one thing only, constantly pressing the bear button on his toy. And whenever anyone tries to mess with his toy, he's seen as screaming at them like a dinosaur, as shown in SML movie Cody Goes to Kindergarten Part 3.
Hey Daryl, son, buddy, how about we try a different animal, like the giraffe?
No! Don't do it! Don't do it!
It's my son! I know how to talk to my son! Look, how about we try the giraffe?
But this was all until SML movie Cody Goes to Kindergarten Part 6, where he finally talks. And it's also revealed that he's a spy. In the video, Cody, Jr., and Joseph all prepare for the final test for their kindergarten class so that they don't have to take kindergarten anymore. But to make sure everything goes according to plan, Principal Stainback oversees each of the students to make sure that nobody cheats. However, the constant pressure that Principal Stainback is watching over the class while they are doing their finals causes Mrs. Fitzpatrick to get scared. If any of the students fail, she'll have to reteach the students who failed during the summer, which of course would be a lot more work on her. And to pass the final exam, the students would all be given a different word and have to figure it out by themselves. Cody's the first one to take the test, and after Mrs. Fitzpatrick gives Cody some hints, he thinks the word is father, but it was feather. But Mrs. Fitzpatrick didn't want to fail Cody, so she ended up lying.
Has a TH in the middle of the word. TH makes the th sound.
Has a TH. Is it father?
Yes, correct! You pass!
Which eventually she did get caught and probably punished a lot more by Principal Stainback, either by a pay cut or maybe even getting fired. And the next student to go up is Junior, who gets the answer immediately, but Principal Stainback thinks that the word is too easy and gives Junior another word, which was too hard for him, and he ends up flunking the final.
You pass!
Yay!
No, that was too easy. It's only like one word that starts with an X. I'll choose the card. Oh, this one.
Is the word my elbow?
No, Junior. It's oboe. Oboe.
What's an oboe?
It's an instrument.
Oh, he fails.
Mrs. Fitzpatrick is then scared that she has to teach summer school, so she pretends to accidentally spill water on Steinbeck's shirt, which causes him to leave to clean himself up. But meanwhile, Daryl is watching all of this. And Mrs. Fitzpatrick uses this opportunity to call up every student and passes each one of them herself without a proper test. But when Junior goes to retake the exam, which shouldn't have happened, Principal Stainback comes back, and after seeing Junior getting a second chance, Stainback repicks the word for Junior. And after some help from Cody, Junior and the entire class end up passing, meaning no more summer school.
How about this one?
Okay, Junior. Your word starts with the letter E and it has a PH in it.
Guess it!
Elephant!
Yes, Junior passes!
Rats! How did he get that?
And Principal Stainback is not happy at first, but when he goes to ask Daryl if the class cheated, Daryl says that yes, everyone did cheat. And Principal Stainback then fails everyone immediately and punishes them with summer school. But while being so excited, he reveals that Daryl was able to talk and that he planted him in the class to tell him valuable information.
Daryl can talk!
He lied to me! Of course he can talk! I planted him in this class to tell me everything. Everyone fail! Summer school for everyone!
Which means that ever since his debut in the original Cody Goes to Kindergarten, he has always been the listener and provider of information to his dad, Principal Stainback, which could be the reason he never talked, as people could have caught on to him in his dad's little secret. However, if Daryl is now a spy, what kind of other information could have been given to his dad in other moments of the series? Well, in SML movie Cody Goes to Kindergarten Part 5, Junior and Joseph now have to go to kindergarten with Cody, and when they enter the classroom, they introduce themselves to the class, and in class, Mrs. Fitzpatrick announces that the theme for today is Earth Day. But after getting annoyed at Alex's obsession with the color purple, she decides to send the class on recess with everyone but Daryl heading outside. And at the playground, Mr. Winkle manages to lure Alex away from the rest of the class due to him wearing a purple shirt and probably literally do some very horrific things.
Hey there. Hey, little kid. You want some Sour Patch Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I got a whole bunch of them in my van. Come on.
Okay.
And after Mrs. Fitzpatrick realizes that someone is missing from the rest of the class, she decides to cancel recess and have everyone go back inside. And after returning to the classroom and realizing that Alex was the missing student, which is my name, and I am not missing, I am right here, Principal Stainback then unexpectedly shows up in the class, which is where I think Daryl comes in. I think that after staying in the classroom, he opened the curtain that blocked the window and was spying on what happened at recess. Because if he's really a spy, it's possible that him hitting the bear button over and over and over is just a cover-up, and he's actually smart just like the rest of the class, or at least for kindergartners. And so when everyone else isn't around, guess what he could do? Stop hitting the bear button and do whatever he wants. Go talk to Principal Stainback or look out the window. And if he did see Alex getting kidnapped by Mr. Winkle, he could have called his dad to the classroom or told him about this new information, which could be the reason why he randomly showed up in the first place. But since Mrs. Fitzpatrick doesn't know that Daryl was a spy yet, she goes on to tell Principal Stainback that Alex was kidnapped. But the reaction that Principal Stainback gives doesn't even look that real, and he could just be faking it because he already got the information from Daryl.
Another student went missing.
No, not another student.
But that's not the only moment in the video where Daryl could have told his dad information. After Principal Stainback talks with Mrs. Fitzpatrick, it's time for Junior, Joseph, and Cody to do their final exam. And the final exam required them to color one of the 3 coloring pages of their choosing. However, Cody didn't color all the way because most of the things on his page could already be seen as colored. So he only colored the sky and a bit of a duck on his page. And Junior would mistake one of the 2 cows for a giraffe, and Joseph's final exam looked perfect until Mrs. Fitzpatrick realized that he colored outside the lines. And due to all these issues, Mrs. Fitzpatrick fails all 3 of them. But since Junior, Joseph, and Cody failed, they would have to retake the final, which they did in Cody Goes to Kindergarten Part 6. And so, it's possible that Daryl told his father, Principal Stainback, that they were cheating because he could have seen Junior, Joseph, and Cody taking their final exam in Part 5, and they tried to dispute the test results. And so, with Daryl giving this information to Principal Stainback, that could be the reason that he even showed up in Part 6. Maybe he thought that they would try to cheat since they already failed their first test and wouldn't want to fail again. And another moment where Daryl could have informed Principal Stainback would be Cody's transition to kindergarten. In the first episode, Cody was still seen in 5th grade like usual, and Jackie Chu was talking about the leap year because the day is February 29th, which was a leap year this year, and coincidentally, Cody's birthday falls on February 29th. And when the class realizes his birthday is on a leap year, they believe that he's only 4 years old, and Jackie Chu disapproves of him being in the class due to his age and sends him to kindergarten with Mrs. Fitzpatrick as the teacher.
Teacher, Cody's birthday's today. How old is he?
Wait, Cody, your birthday's on February 29th? That means you're only 4 years old. You can't be 4 years old in my class. You have to go back to kindergarten. Get out of my class right now.
What? I'm the smartest kid in this class. I don't belong in kindergarten.
Go to the kindergarten classroom right now.
And when he arrives, he's annoyed by the ruckus of all the students because they're kindergartners and they're obviously gonna make a fuss, and he's not used to it yet. And so Mrs. Fitzpatrick, the teacher, sees Cody and introduces Cody to the class. And Cody tries to interact with the kids, but then he goes somewhere else. And after talking with the other students, Cody checks in with Mrs. Fitzpatrick for attendance and befriends a kid named Freddie immediately after finding a seat. However, the same can't be said with Mikey, who seems to be the troublemaker in the class. When he comes out of punishment from the teacher, he tries to steal Freddie's apple juice just because he didn't get a straw with his apple juice. But before anything gets worse, Mrs. Fitzpatrick puts everyone on nap time. But while in nap time, Mikey gets into a loud argument with Cody and awakens the teacher, causing another fight in the classroom.
Mikey, you're not supposed to be playing with your blocks. It is nap time.
Don't be mad at me.
Time out, mister.
Time out again?
Enjoy being in timeout, Mike.
And it's possible that Daryl saw all of this happen in the classroom and informed his dad, Principal Stainback, about a new student named Cody. And maybe Principal Stainback has Daryl on high alert whenever there's a new student so that he knows how many students are in that classroom. And I was also thinking, what if Daryl's toy that he's always seen with has something to do with Daryl giving information to Principal Stainback? And I know you might be saying it's a toy that Daryl uses to hear his favorite animal. However, the reason he could be seen with it at all times because it could be used as a monitor for the classroom, or maybe even as a walkie-talkie so that he can always talk to Principal Stainback on what's happening. And it would especially make sense why he picked his son Daryl out of all people, as he's never seen without his toy, making him blend in with the other kindergarten kids. And if he's seen to be harmless, then who's going to expect him to do all of this? And this would especially help why in Cody Goes to Kindergarten Part 5, Daryl didn't go with the other kids to recess, as he could be spying on them and their every move so that he can inform his dad as quickly as possible. But since Daryl is now exposed as a spy by his dad, as he was giving information apparently the whole time, we might see in the summer school series, which could happen, that people won't talk to him because he could be considered a snitch. Or maybe because he was giving information to his dad will just pass him to the next grade regardless, and he won't have to go to summer school. Or if he does go to summer school, I can imagine that everyone is going to be super careful around Daryl now that they know they can't really cheat, or else Daryl will see it and tell his dad. But let me know down in the comments if you think Daryl's going to appear in the next Cody Goes to Summer School episode or kindergarten episode, whichever one it's going to be. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.